we are not at the end with the recession that we're sitting in right now. It's going to take some time to kind of flip around and turn over. Okay, so the important thing is not to stress, even though, like I said, these are tips and hacks that maybe is going to help you with a little bit of your financial stress. Okay, right? Um, you guys do me a favor, and if you don't mind, share. Okay, share the video if you think that this is helpful for anyone that you know. Okay, so don't forget, if you come back on the replay, hashtag replay. I know that everybody's work schedule is a little bit different, but again, if you find this information helpful in any way whatsoever, please do me the biggest pleasure and share it. So let's get right to it. Budgeting tips and hacks. It's going to make your life a little bit easier. First and foremost, don't live beyond your means. Okay. I know that we all want stuff. Everybody wants stuff. That's just human nature. But make it a habit to consciously start spending less than what you earn. Focus on what you really, really need, and you'll absolutely spend less. Okay, now's the time to cut and really ask that question. And I do mean for every single little purchase. Do I want this or do I need this? That is such an important question and such a huge question right now. Okay, here's you another one. Stick to your grocery list and even use the pre-order pickup. I know a lot of people may be against that. They may forget what's on the list, etc., etc., etc. But you would be surprised at how much money that you will actually save if you stick to your grocery list, you meal prep and plan for the entire week, and I do mean the entire week. I know it's hard, but sit down, make it fun, you and your spouse, and get it done really quick. And then you don't have to come in the afternoon and be like, what's for supper? What are we going to get? Then you're not tempted to run down, and buy dinner and go out or whatever. Not that going out's not fun, but if you stick to the grocery list, you'll spend less and you'll actually have a little bit in your budget so that you can afford to go out at the end of the week. Plus, if you pick it up, you're less likely to splurge and say, oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. If you've done that and you're guilty of that, leave me some hearts, because I know that we have. I know that we buy stuff at the grocery store sometimes that we don't even need. So stick to the grocery list and use the pre-order at Kroger, Walmart if you can. Here's a little advice for that, though. Don't go on the weekends. Don't go on Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. Somebody's probably going to whip you, try to jerk you out the window, and fight over the parking spots. Go early in the mornings if you can. I know that it's hard for some people, but go early in the mornings if you can, because there's ton less traffic. And this is something that we use ourselves. Okay. Cook at home. Use the opportunity to cook at home and cook the meal at home, prepare the meal at home. And then guess what? The leftovers is your next day lunch. Then you're not going to be spending $15, $16 eating lunch somewhere. Okay. If you're new to cooking and you don't know how to cook, guess what? There's a ton of great recipes on Pinterest that you can try. I seen last night somebody made something off TikTok. I didn't even know TikTok had recipes. Okay, so for those in the younger generation, get on TikTok and look for recipes. Here's your another hack. Use cash. Always, 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 always use cash if you can. Credit cards are convenient, but again, you're in a recession. You're paying 17, 15%, some of you even 20% in interest on those credit cards. Okay, it can easily attract debt to get started, and it can easily attract the wrong habits. Don't do that. Don't do that. Live simply. So now that you're creating these little small habits that create huge change, get in the habit of not eating out. Get in the habit of buying unnecessary stuff. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Nobody cares if you got a new Bronco. Nobody cares if you got a new Razor and you went and put a new 6-inch lift and 24-inch tires on it. Good for you. You're in debt. No offense. You can have that. We live so much more freely. Let me tell you, I've been there. I know those of you who know me. Now, don't get me wrong. We still got a side-by-side. We still have a four-wheeler. But we're not going to buy a new model every freaking year. And we're not spending money on tires. We already had good tires. And again, if that's your thing, by all means, go ahead, whatever. But get in the habit of living frugally and living simply. And I'm not trying to bash anybody like side by sides. I just use that as an example because I've had one. I'm just here to tell you. I have. I'm the type of person I'll admit when I screw up and do wrong because, Lord, hold, I don't want to do it again. And I hope I can help save somebody else. Okay, but debt's no good. Carly and I live so much freer now that we don't have a crap ton of debt. Plus, she got to get a job at home that she loves and she does it on her own schedule. So live simply. Again, that question, is it a want or is it a need? Do I really, 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 really need this? Probably not. And then the other question that I really, really like is 5 minutes and 5 years. No, assets and liabilities. People and things can be assets and liabilities just as much as money. So asset and liability is just not about dollars and cents. People can also be assets and liabilities. If they're negative and they're draining you, just like your bank account, if you got something coming through your bank account and it's a negative and it's constantly draining that bank account, and people are like that, get rid of them. You can still love them. Don't mean you can't love them. Don't mean you can't call grandma and say hi. Don't mean that you can't call Aunt Bessie down there in Florida and tell her you still love her. Just means that you can eliminate a lot of the negativity which tends to make you in yourself negative, right? Household utilities. Oh my God, this is one that's killing everybody right now. That light bill, right? Give me a mad face if that light bill ain't killing you. Right? Light bills is keeping anybody from being able to go out and eat dinner. So how can you stay on budget with the monthly utility bills? You can adjust your thermostat a few degrees, and then you might have to put on a sweater or a hoodie. Carly hates it. I know cold snap's coming. But the truth is if you're not here and you're not home, or you're sleeping, you got an extra blanket, turn the notch down just a few degrees on the thermostat, and you'll be surprised at how much it saves you on that utility bill, okay? And let me give you a heads up on this one, too. If your water pipe busts, they used to tell you that twice a year that you could go and you could tell them what happened in an honest sort of way, and they would forgive it. Not happening. I don't know about anywhere else in the world, but it ain't happening in Barnesville or Tishomingo County, Mississippi. Because I had a water pipe bust just last month in that last cold spell, and I went and asked, because I tell you guys, always ask questions. You never know until you ask. If you want something, you have to ask. You got to talk about it. That's why we're doing this podcast. Let's talk, y'all. You don't know. So here's your tidbit of info. If your water pipe busts, there's no free forgiveness once a year or twice a year. You just SOL. So pay it. Wait before splurging. Now, this is a big one. We all purchase things on impulse. Sheer impulse. Human emotion. It makes you feel good, right? Just like getting a compliment, somebody telling you that your hair looks good, your nails is pretty, your outfit's on point. Splurging on big purchases makes you feel good. Well, wait just a few minutes or wait a day or two and think about that huge purchase that may put you in debt for 5, 7, 10 years, okay? Because that's an eliminating tactic right there is what it is. Because once you sit down and you actually think about it, the feelings kind of start to cool down and simmer down a little bit, and then you start thinking with the right mindset. And you go back and you say to myself, do I really need this or do I just want this? Okay. Use budgeting apps. There's several budgeting apps out there. Some of them have a monthly fee, but here's the thing about that monthly fee. You can use it for like a month or two and then cancel it. Because there's one out there right now. I can't think of it. I'll go find it and then I'll leave it in the comments of the video. So again, if you're doing the replay, #replay, if I don't know you, let me know where you're coming in from because I absolutely love meeting people and talking to them. But I'll let you know the app, okay? So there's some budgeting apps that tell you about your subscriptions and things that you have come out of your bank account like automatically. If somebody out there knows this, they can leave me a comment. I'm cool with that. So what you can do is you can get these budgeting apps and it'll tell you like, do I have Amazon coming out automatically? Do I have Amazon Music coming out automatically? Do I have Netflix, Hulu, blah, 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 all coming out, right? And it'll tell you everything that comes out as a direct deduction from your bank account. More of those liabilities. So you can actually see them and you can cancel them directly from the app. Save you several $100. Promise. You really will, because we had crap coming out for Apple iTunes that we didn't even know that we had, like $20 a month, $21, $22 a month, just in Apple stuff that was coming out that we didn't use. We didn't even know we had. And again, I'll try to remember that app or look it up later and then put it in the comments below for those of you that are doing the replay. And then if you're watching live now, like a bunch of you are, then you can just come back and you'll see it in the comments. Stay in. Make staying in fun. Remember a couple years ago when we did staycations and this, that, and the other? I mean, how many of you really get quality time playing a board game anymore, or putting a puzzle together, or doing a project, a house project, or cleaning out a closet? I mean, I know they're not fun things, but right now times are hard, and we're trying to just make it through. We're trying to make it through and help one another. Stay in for a little while. Get involved in your community. Go volunteer. How about that one? You have no idea how many places that there are right now around us that need volunteers. And everybody's talking about they want to change and they want to help, but there's not volunteers. The Arts Council needs volunteers. Most of you probably know Teacher Mingo can't have an Arts Council. The Tourism Council needs volunteers. The schools need volunteers. We actually have a suicide hotline here in Tishomingo and Alcorn County that a lot of people probably do not even know about. And this is something you're going to hear me talk about a lot, is suicide. Suicide is on an increase with our youth. Our youth is our future. Our youth is our future. So before I end my video, I got one more thing, and then I'm going to share who our guest is for next Thursday, which I think you all will be really, really excited about, because I know that I am. Build an emergency fund. I don't care if it's $300, $400, $500, but studies show that 75% of Americans right now could not even afford a $400 emergency if they had to. That's serious, guys. I know that you're living on a budget. I know that utilities and stuff are increasing, but you've got to make the actual conscious decision to change this stuff. I actually seen somebody comment the other day, and I still care a lot about them. Don't get me wrong. And this is just a quick story. I care a huge amount about this person, but I felt really bad because I had tried to get them to understand. And that's another thing. You can't change people. But I had tried to get them to understand that what they were trying and what they had been doing wasn't working, because they themselves were sitting there telling me it wasn't working. It hadn't worked in 15 or 20 years. If what you're doing hasn't worked in that long, how can you not take the chance or the opportunity to try something new or to try to learn something different if you know that what you've been doing that long isn't working? To me, that's the definition of insanity. That's insanity to just keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. Well, you're not doing anything any different. So anyhow, I know it can be overwhelming at times, this budgeting thing. I just want you all to know that I am here to help you. I do what's called a free financial needs analysis. It's completely and totally free. And it's for you. And it's confidential. Don't share it with anybody. If you're interested in having a free financial needs assessment, where I sit down with you, either on Zoom, on the phone, or face-to-face at your kitchen table, I am more than happy to. I am on a mission to hopefully help people ease their situations and let them come up with ideas and different things that they could do to help eliminate some of the issues and the stress that they have gotten themselves into. So, that being said, next Thursday for sure, I never tell y'all what I'm going to be doing from day to day because there's so much going on, and we just start talking about it. Let's talk, y'all. That's what it is. We're just talking about whatever you guys tell me. But we had a request about suicide and talking about suicide in our youth and this, that, and the other. A couple of weeks ago, I had a young lady that messaged me and said that it was a huge ordeal right now. And that makes me fearsome for our youth. I still have younger kids. I can't imagine the feeling of feeling like you don't have anybody and the only way out is just to end it all. That is not the answer, and I hate for anybody to feel that way. So 988 is suicide prevention number, and we need to get that out just as much as we get 911. If you are in a situation that you just feel like it is over, 988, 988, 988, 988, please share. However, we have what's called the MATES, the Mississippi Alliance to End Suicide, right here in Alcorn County. Serves Tishomingo and Alcorn counties. She probably serves up into Tennessee too, knowing Miss Di. She's a great lady. But they have resources and services, and it is private, and you don't have to worry about anybody telling your business. Her number is 731-610-3470. It's called MATES, MATES, Mississippi Alliance to End Suicide. Her email address is d.a.dye, D-Y-E, at msn.com if you just want to start a private conversation. And of course, my ear is always open. You can private message me. I will not share with anyone what you confide in me. And that is my promise to you. So that being said, thank you guys again for watching this episode of Let's Talk, y'all. Again, if you're coming in on the replay, hashtag replay and let me know where you're coming in from. Miss Di, next Thursday, mark your calendar with the Mississippi Alliance to End Suicide. Mates. Until then, see you guys.